Teenagers, turning to AI companions. What will the future be like? Something is changing quietly, almost invisibly, within Gen Z and Gen Alpha. It's not just the normal obsession with memes, phones, or gaming. It's something different, an emotional shift. More and more teenagers are turning to AI companions for comfort, support, and yes, even love. And the question isn't why this is happening, it's what kind of future are we building when machines become our only best friends? What's really happening? Apps like Character.ai, Replika, and even Snapchats. My AI have become a safe space for millions of teens. These aren't the clunky robots from the 2000s. They are emotionally responsive, smart, and almost always available. Some teens talk to them daily, ranting about loneliness, school, anxiety, and even romance. In fact, on Reddit and TikTok, users are openly saying that they prefer their AI friend over real people. One girl said, "My AI boyfriend listens to me more than any human ever did. He doesn't judge, doesn't ghost, doesn't cheat. Why would I want the real thing?" Why teens are turning to AI? It's easy to just say that kids are antisocial now, but it's much deeper than that. Here's what's pulling them in. 24/7 availability, middle of the night breakdown. Your AI is always here. Emotional validation. These robots are trained to make you feel heard. No judgment. AI won't judge you for your trauma or your outfit. Custom personalities. You can actually create your perfect friend or partner. In a world where teens feel overwhelmed by mental health issues, social pressure, and digital burnout, AI companions offer comfort and control. But what is the cost? The emotional risks no one talks about. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Psychologists are starting to warn that relying only on AI companions can affect emotional development. If your first relationships are with someone who always agrees with you, always says the right thing, how do you deal with real people later? Though nowadays, some children are raised like that by humans as well. But here's the thing. Rejection, conflict, and awkward silence. Those are all part of growing up. An I cannot challenge you. It doesn't have any real emotions or feelings. It doesn't even leave, and that can create emotional fragility, especially isolation. As one therapist put it, you're practicing relationships without the parts that make them real. A survey by the MIT Technology Review found that 62% of Gen Z and 48% of millennials said they would like to be in a romantic relationship with an AI. For a generation raised on DMS swipes and disappearing streaks, emotional connection does not require a heartbeat. The data doesn't lie, but maybe we do. Another recent TikTok video that went viral had a man dating his Replika girlfriend, cooking dinner while she sat at the table on a screen. The comments, a mix of mockery, support, and dread. For Gen Z and millennials, especially those people with social anxiety, these apps don't just promise entertainment, they promise safety. There's Nomi AI, made by the team behind Open Assistant. Nomi builds an emotional memory and mimics the way real relationships deepen over time. The more you speak, the more in sync it is with your emotions. What are people saying? Reactions to this trend are mixed. On Twitter, a user wrote, "If AI bots help lonely kids cope, I'm all for it. Better than depression." On TikTok, some teens proudly show their AI bestie morning routines, but others are uneasy. A viral post said, "We're letting children grow up emotionally attached to algorithms. That's not healing, that's conditioning." On forums like Quora and Reddit, adults ask, are we just raising a generation that dates their phone? Even developers at Character.ai have shown concerns. They admit users are forming addictive attachments to the personas they have created. What does the future look like? This isn't just a phase, it's a cultural shift. By 2030, we could see virtual boyfriends, girlfriends that evolve alongside their user, schools using AI counselors as first-line emotional support, teens with AI best friends who know everything about them since childhood, teen influencers who are AI, And if OpenAI, Meta, and Google continue investing in emotional AI, it's not hard to imagine AI therapists, life coaches, and even parental figures becoming normal. But here's the big question. Will this make young people more emotionally disconnected or more emotionally supported? Honestly, I see both sides right now. On one hand, I would have loved to have something like this as a teenager. Someone who just listens, no pressure and no drama. But on the other hand, real love, real friendships, real heartbreak, that's how we are human. That's how we grow into emotionally responsive beings. If AI becomes our emotional safety, will we ever take the risk of being vulnerable with people? Or will we just stay in the comfort zone forever? If this future upsets you or excites you, don't just scroll. Talk about it. Share this with someone who needs to see where we are going. Let me know what you think about in the comments below. Subscribe for more information on AI robots and new technology.